All right, guys, what is going on? My name is Tubby Emu. The second time I'm recording this. Yes, CM Punk has signed with the UFC. Now, before I get into this, I want to make this very clear. Punk is doing what he wants to do, what he thinks will make him happy, and, you know, he's going out there to prove it. And, you know, I've seen some kids commenting, oh, he's going to go get his ass kicked. He's going to, why didn't he go to TNA? Why didn't he go to Luchador? Why didn't he do wrestling? He brought up a good point, and I advise you to watch the press conference. In UFC, he's like, if I put in 100%, I can get 100% back. Meaning, in UFC, there is nobody controlling a storyline. There's nobody controlling a script. I mean, you've got Dana and Lorenzo, you know, picking the fight card, whatnot. But, you know, if you deserve a championship match, you'll get a championship match. There is no politics. I mean, there are politics and everything, of course. But, you know, he said, I can't go out there and, you know, maybe train 3 days a week and not really work out and, you know, I'll get my ass kicked. If I go out there and put in the effort, and, you know, one of the biggest things I'm hearing are little kids complaining, he just left the WWE and he's going to do something else. There is life outside of the WWE. I cannot stress this enough. Getting told you're not a wrestling fan, even though you've watched wrestling longer than they've ever been alive, is kind of a kick in the gut. And let me tell you this. I'm a wrestling fan. I enjoy watching wrestling. I've enjoyed a lot of this, the stories, the matches, pay-per-view finishes. You know, epic. You know, watching Dolph Ziggler finally overcome and win that Survivor Series, even if it was because of Sting. You know, there are a lot of great moments in wrestling history. But at the same time, when a show is bad, you know, anything other than WWE, people just tune away. Like the hardcore WWE fans, they'll watch a shitty show. And one of the best comparisons, you know, I can give and is I was talking to somebody who's like giving me shit. Like, Tubby, why do you stream this, do this? You know, you don't get any viewers, you're not doing this. The same kid that's called me a money whore for making videos. And it's like, it's not about the money. At a certain point, like, I still enjoy wrestling. But for a channel like me, when my whole channel used to be built on news rumors where the product had to be good, if the product was good, I was making good money. You know, now I'm more focused on, you know, doing what I enjoy, Universe Mode. And you guys see that. There's a lot of people that love Universe Mode. 1,400 people watched the live pay-per-view and, you know, really enjoyed it. They love the surprises. But that takes time, effort. I put into that pay-per-view alone 20-plus hours. Like, to make, I think, $12 on the stream. Like, and I know some people say it's not about the money. You're right, it wasn't. I genuinely just enjoyed doing that pay-per-view. Regardless if it got absolutely shitty money on the stream, the fact that you guys enjoyed it, 1,000-plus people watched it, made me happy. It's something I enjoyed doing. I used my creativity. It wasn't just me playing a My Career or something like that. I actually put in the effort. I had to create the storylines. I had to use my creativity. And that's something I enjoyed doing. I liked it. And, you know, I think that's what CM Punk's doing. He said, you know, I don't care if I win, lose, draw. You know, one, it's an attraction. And, you know, two, he's already been training. He's like, you know, at 36 years old, or 36 years young, you know, I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. And, you know, some other kids were like, his health problems. Oh, what does he think is going to happen in UFC? There's a difference between wrestling and fighting 6 nights a week, or 4 or 5 nights a week, how many of our house shows they do. Sometimes they do 2 shows in a day, plus TV, plus other things. Being on TV constantly versus training, you know, getting ready, fighting, versus being out on the road every night and killing yourself for something that doesn't go anywhere. You know, in UFC, you're training for that big fight. In WWE, you're just having all these matches that mean nothing. You're putting your body through that to one day be CM Punk. And CM Punk has been on the top. CM Punk has been the champion. You know, and he said in the interview, you know, I'm going to go out there, and if I slack off, I'm going to get my ass kicked. You know, I go out there and you get what you put in. And that's not something you have in WWE. There is no amount of hard work that gets you to jump up to a next level, because even if you do, it can come crashing down at any point. Which is the same thing in UFC. You know, once you're out of your prime, you know, you drop off. But with that being said, the people that are not even giving CM Punk a chance. Nobody thought CM Punk would become the star he was. And through his own willpower, his own, you know, creativity, and obviously with the Vince McMahon push and everything, he did take off. But at the same time, how much of that was him? How much of that was him putting in the effort? So I couldn't be happier for him. I think him going to UFC, doing what he wants is great. I think it's fantastic. And I see a lot of people that are hating on it and getting mad at him for it. You know, there's life outside of WWE. There is. There always is, and there always will be. You know, one of the biggest complaints I see is, oh, they always have to bring these guys back for more money. And yet when they come back, they pop. But if they leave, they're complete assholes for ditching the wrestling business. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody that's a lifelong wrestling fan, who has watched wrestling since he was 2 years old with his dad, waiting, you know, to come home, there's more to wrestling. And I still enjoy wrestling. I still watching it. Enjoy watching it when it's good. But at the same time, there's more to life than just WWE. And there's more to wrestling than just WWE. You know, I've been watching Ring of Honor. I've been watching, you know, more things. I haven't really watched TNA, but, you know, I was watching Ring of Honor. They got Final Battle. They just had Final Battle. I didn't get to watch it yet. And I was watching the lead up on TV. And it was just like, you know, it's nice just to try something new. And one of the comparisons I was trying to make earlier was somebody told me, you know, about the WWE thing, you're not a real fan if you don't watch this, blah, blah, blah. And I tune that out, just like CM Punk says, you know, do whatever you want as long as it makes you happy and it doesn't hurt anybody. And I stream other games. You know, they don't get a lot of people, but if I'm going to play it anyway, why not stream it? Why not just have fun? And one of the comparisons this kid made was, you know, Tubby, I can't believe you DVR Raw. Like, you don't even watch it. Like, what the hell, Tubby? You make a living from Raw and you can't even bother to tune in. Who's bothering to tune in if a product is bad or a show is bad or it's not entertaining to watch or it's a blowout or it's just not fun to watch? Why continue to do it? Why? Why settle for mediocrity? It's like the football game when the Packers were blowing out. I can't remember who they were blowing out the other week. Was it the Eagles? And they were up like 50-something to 0, or even the Buckeyes against the Badgers. My Badgers yesterday. People turned off. You know, it's not good for TV when it's a blowout. It's not interesting to watch. People stop watching. But if that was a WWE show, you know, how dare you? Even if the show sucks, you have to sit there and complain about it and bitch about it on the internet instead of doing something else. Because a lot of the times now, on Mondays, I'll start watching something else. I'll start doing something else. And then I'll just watch Raw on DVR and then, you know, go about my merry way. And then, you know, I'll go through a 3-hour Raw in less than an hour. And that's just what I do. It saves time. And, you know, it allows me to skip all the bullshit that I really don't care to watch. And, you know, just get to the wrestling or, you know, the few bit of stories I actually do enjoy. So, Punk being in the UFC, I think it's a great thing. You know, he talked about his weight class and what he's going to do. And, you know, I'm not exactly sure where he'll end up. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that and see, like, you know, where do you think Punk's going to end up? 170, 185, 200, 215. You know, he was at 215. He dropped 15 pounds. He said he's been feeling absolutely amazing. And I think people have to realize that the health stuff that he's going on is a lot different when he's training, doing his thing, versus, you know, just going to UFC. It's like people bring up Brock's diverticulitis and saying, you know, oh, man, look at him. How dare he compete, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he still went out there, and he was the UFC World Heavyweight Champion. The heavyweight champion, excuse me, not the world. I'm thinking WWE now. He was the world champion. He was the heavyweight champion, and nobody can take that away from him. You know, it didn't matter if he lost. It didn't matter, you know, if he went out and lost to Alistar Overeem. He went out and he was champion. He did it. And, you know, that's what somebody said to Punk. They're like, you know, if you make that comparison to Brock, he's like, Brock went out there and he was a champion. If they make that comparison, good for them. So I'm excited as Punk, oh, he's going to get pinned. Apparently Brock is too good. I think if they ever did a super fight, and I don't know how the hell it would ever work because it'd be one hell of a catchweight fight, but Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, oh my God, the pay-per-view buys. So I want to know your thoughts. You think you're going to buy the pay-per-view? And if anything, I think this is a big fuck you to Vince McMahon saying it's not competition. I hope CM Punk goes to UFC. I hope he gives UFC the biggest ratings they've ever had. I honestly do. Because it's time for Vince McMahon to change their thought. You know, listening to that Stone Cold podcast, a lot of what Vince said I agree with, but at the same time, somebody needs to knock them off their pedestal, and they need to start creating a better product. Because, you know, I'm just fed up with mediocrity. Universe mode, I put the effort, I put the work in. It's something I enjoy doing. I'll continue it. As far as the rest of WWE stuff, man, They've got to have a better product for me to enjoy it, just like the game's got to get better. Everything else that's going on. Punk, I wish you well. Good luck in the UFC. Hopefully you have the success that Brock Lesnar did. Whether you're 0-0 or you're 10-0, 20-0, whatever you go, I'm glad you're doing what you want to do, Punk. And thank you for the time you gave us in WWE. And if the kids that want Punk to go to UFC and fail just so he comes running home to WWE or TNA or anything else, I'm going to block you on Twitter. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all